Hi guys, hi, hello, how's it going? How you doing today? Hopefully today finds you well. Today I am doing my empties for March and just in time for the Sephora sale that happens as I'm filming this tomorrow. So I will have a better idea of what my beauty bank looks like tomorrow before I go into the sale. Not that I don't have a lot to spend as far as points go, because I have 35 points currently before we even go through this basket. But yeah, let's dive into some empties, you all, and I'll just kind of explain a little bit as well all over again what it looks like for my beauty empties. So we'll save the makeup for last, but if that sounds like something that you're interested in, please do keep on watching. For those of you new here today, hi, my name is Donna. I am a lover of all things high-end, colorful beauty and self-care. I also work in the beauty industry as a district leader for Ulta, so I get a lot of education in my position. I also like to bring you guys all that education through my channel, through reviews, Shop My Stash, Project Pan, just general chit-chat about makeup. And you like that stuff too, or you wouldn't be watching me right now. So I do hope that if you're not subscribed yet, at the end of the day, you decide I'm a kick in the pants, you love hanging out with me, and you decide to subscribe to my channel. And if empties sounds like something you want to dive into today, please keep on watching. My eyes are watering. I think it's these lashes. Like, I've got lashes on today, y'all. I never wear lashes. If you're not new around here, you know that. But I do have a lot of empties to go through with you. I'm going to start with the non-makeup items, because if you've been keeping tabs, you know that the makeup items actually count towards my beauty bank of purchases. So at the end of the year, I want to have far less items in my inventory. I'll link my inventory up here. I will also link my quasi low buy, like beauty bank kind of mindset video here in the cards as well. But in my description box, I will put the videos by Steph, because she is the one who really, I think, formulated this whole thought process. I know that there are other people out there on the platform doing this, but she's the only one that I know of doing it. She's the only one that I watch that's doing it. So the idea that I am doing kind of was formulated by her, as far as I know. So I will link her videos down in my description box as well, so that you guys can go watch it. It might make more sense. She's been doing it for years now. So I just thought it was a better idea than trying to go on a low buy or a no buy, which I know I'm going to fail at. That thought process does find its way into these videos, because we go over what my beauty empties, and my beauty empties do filter into my bank. So I'm going to go through with you the items that I have first that aren't going to count towards my beauty bank, and then we will get into the makeup empties. So the first thing that is up is this. This is the Cinema Secrets Makeup Brush Cleaner. I go through these about twice a year. Once in the springtime, once in the winter time, and I typically will buy these at every single Sephora sale. Now, these are in my loves list on Sephora, but it's not currently in my cart for this year or this spring's Sephora sale, because I just opened a brand new one. So I am excited to have an empty one in my collection to go into my year of empties at the end of the year, but there will probably be another one come November time. They typically last me about 6 months. They're $42. They're the most amazing. In between deep cleaning my brushes, brush cleaner. I do clean my brushes every time I use them, so I also find that it's pretty nice, or kind, I should say, to my brushes. So I do use that all the time. This is 2 hand soaps from Bath & Body Works. If you're not new, you know I only use the foaming hand soaps because I find that they don't rip my hands apart the way most other scented soaps do. This one here is Treat Yourself Blueberry Glazed Donut. I cannot remember what season this was in, but it does have blueberry glaze, fresh baked donut, and sprinkle notes in it as far as a scent profile goes. And I really did find that it smells like a blueberry Pop-Tart. So I wouldn't repurchase this one. Blueberry isn't my favorite scent. I really thought it was going to be more like, I don't know, glazed donut than it was blueberry, but it wasn't. So I wouldn't repurchase this one, but it was good. This one is Waikiki Beach Coconut, and it has notes of dragon fruit, water, bamboo, and coconut jasmine. And I really could smell the floral notes in this one a lot more than I could smell anything else. It does smell good, don't get me wrong, but it wasn't what I was kind of wanting that like banana boat essence, and I just didn't get that from this. I had this one on my sink counter, this one on my bathroom counter. I do like a little bit sweeter notes in my bathroom than I do in my kitchen. So, I mean, they served a purpose. They did well. They smelled good. But I wouldn't repurchase either one of those scents. The next thing I have is this, and this is the Aquaj Shine Spray, and y'all know it has orange on it because it was part of my project pan last year, and I didn't get through it. I do think that there might be a couple different, like, yeah, there might be a little bit left in here, but there wasn't. I was getting spits and spurts more often than I was anything else from this can. So this is considered an empty in my collection for a hair empty. And then I also have this Beauty Blender Solid. This, I love cleaning my sponges with this guy. I haven't repurchased another one of these because I have an Ulta Beauty version of this same kind of item, far less expensive. I really am going to try out that Ulta Beauty collection one before I purchase another one of these and see if the Ulta Beauty collection one works just as good. I'm sure it does. A soap is a soap is a soap, but I may take this piece out. Every single one of these Beauty Blender cleansers solids has one of these in it, and the Ulta Beauty collection one doesn't. Not that I find that I use that though, but if I am cleaning my brush with that solid, I do use that quite a bit. So I am going to stick that into my Ulta Beauty collection one. I also have two of these guys. These are the Wildflowers. One of them is in Marshmallow Fireside, and y'all, I really loved this. It has notes of toasted marshmallow, smoldering woods, fire roasted vanilla. I did like it, but I do also think it was so sweet. And in my room in here, which is where it was, it really smelled like something I did not want my room to smell like. I don't know what it was about this one, but in a small enclosed space, this is really no good. It did smell good though. I would repurchase it. I just wouldn't stick it in the wallflower that's in my room here. This one, I can't remember what scent it is, but I do feel like it had a little bit of a cinnamony scent profile to it. So while I'm not sure which scent it is specifically, it does smell like cinnamon. I can't find the little tag that I keep around for these guys, so who knows. I have this Abreva. I went through this like rocket fire because for those of you who don't know, this is actually like a cold sore or fever blister treatment, and I only eat fruits and vegetables, and I was coming home from work one week, you know, and my trip was about 2.5 hours, and I only had oranges with me, and I had only eaten like one of the 13 that I had brought, so I had like 12 oranges. So I ate those 12 oranges in the 2.5 hour drive that I was coming on home in, and the next day I woke up and I had blisters all over the top of my lip, and 2 days later it was so bad. So I bought this to stick on it. It only made it worse. I didn't realize it was making it worse until I had used the whole container, and they started to go away at that point. So it's gone now, but I apparently wasn't suffering from cold sores, but instead maybe an allergic reaction. I don't know. Or maybe just the acid in the oranges just did not get along with me that day. The next thing I have is this, and this is the Chlorine Floral Water Makeup Remover. I like this, but only for the component that it's in. So this is like a top that you stick a pad onto and then squeeze it to make the stuff come to the top and into the pad. I like that as a component, but I did not like this as a makeup remover. It did make my eyes kind of burn, and it also made my skin feel kind of oily and made me think that I needed, which I do double cleanse, but I would be forced to like triple cleanse to feel like I got like anything off my face. So I stopped using this as a general rule for eye makeup application removal, and instead started using a balm cleanser is my first cleanse, and use this specifically to take off swatches that I do in my videos. It took me forever to go through this because I just refused to wear it on my eyes or use it on my eyes or my face because of how it reacted with my skin. I wouldn't repurchase this for sure. That's okay. It's a really expensive makeup remover, and I think that you could get far cheaper ones that do like maybe even a better job. I also have a Kiehl's lip balm. This came to me in my Simply Sample series, so it's been in my collection for a very long time. It lasted forever. I think it's been probably easily 6 months since I did my last sample series video. It lasted forever. It was a really great balm. It did make my lips feel really smooth, really nice, and it did give them a nice plump when I was using it, but it tasted so bad. It reminds me of the taste of Carmex, if that makes any sense to any of you, if you know what Carmex tastes like. This tasted almost worse than that. So I wouldn't repurchase this just because of the taste of it, but it was a really good balm. If you don't mind the taste of Carmex, you probably wouldn't mind the taste of that. I do have a few tools in here because I have way too many tools to hold on to tools that are broken or that I won't like. This one is broken. The top came off of it. It is a Morphe like Lisa Frank brush. It wasn't really my favorite brush in the first place, but it did fall apart. This one also fell apart. This one, oops. This one is by Eco Tools, and it is just a flat like eyeliner brush or under eye brush. This one broke here, but because it broke there and it doesn't really have any kind of purpose, and it's a liner brush that I could see myself using, but I have liner brushes that I prefer to this one that aren't broken, so I am getting rid of this one as well. And then I have this eye cream by Purity. This also came to me through my sample series, so it was an eye cream that lasted a hell of a long time. I think it was empty before I knew it was empty because, I mean, it's just a squeezy tube, and sometimes there's a lot of air packed into these squeezy tubes, and the last time I used it, that's what I got. I got spits of the product and mostly air. So this is going in the trash, and this one is one that I didn't really 100% enjoy that. I didn't feel like it could go on underneath makeup. I didn't feel like it could go on top of makeup. So I had to wear it at night on its own, which was fine, but I also didn't feel like it did anything but cool my under eyes. It didn't do anything to plump them or hydrate them or anything like that. This one I really loved. It's the Drunk Elephant C Tango Multivitamin Eye Cream, and I really did love this one. I loved the pump on the little tiny sample because it still gave me a good way to access the eye cream without having to dig my finger into a pot, which is what you get a lot of times when you get samples of eye cream or you get them like this. I also don't think that this is the best way to get it. I love this like air pump so that you get an appropriate amount and you get all of it out of the container. I do think that I would not repurchase the Drunk Elephant one simply because I have a ton of eye creams right now, and I just want to start barreling through my products. It's not a product that I need to purchase right now. It is an eye cream that I would consider repurchasing after I go through my other eye creams because it was quite nice. It didn't cause any milia. I felt like it went on really nicely. I felt like it hydrated well. I don't feel like it like plumped by any means, but it was one of those eye creams that really went on and made your under eyes feel better and maybe look better to some extent, but not look less puffy. Is that what I'm trying to say? I'm not sure. It didn't do anything to unage my aged under eyes, but I did feel like they were more hydrated than typical. So last on the list here are items that count towards makeup empties, which means they count into my like beauty bank. For those of you who haven't watched the last several months, I have a beauty bank versus a low buy or a no buy. I don't want to bring more than, as of the time of my inventory, I had so many products that I was like, I don't want to bring any more than 30 products into my life this year. But for every product that I empty in my beauty space, then I'm going to give myself a point. It's very convoluted and it's hard for me to explain except to say I had a bank of 30 items. As I used up makeup items in my collection, I could add another point. Each point equates to an item I can bring into my collection. So last month I had 5 empties, so I added 5 points to my beauty bank, taking my beauty bank from 30 to 35. As I bring items into my collection, one of those points is taken away. I haven't purchased any new makeup items into my life in the last 2 months. So my beauty bank currently sits at 35 items. I currently have 5 items to add to that. So this one is the Huda Beauty Lifeliner. And y'all, I hated this so much, but I used it up. It does appear that the liner does have stuff left in it, but I had to go over that like 3 or 4 times to get that out of there. It probably does have enough to do like a couple more eye looks, but what I have found I am having to do is go over the top of it 3 or 4 times, which wasn't the case when I first brought it into my collection, to get the pigmentation or this color in the liner on my lid. Now today, this pencil, because one is a pencil and one is a pen, but there's nothing left in there. I used it today to create this black line, so I was using it quite a bit. But when you start having to go over the top of your liquid liner multiple times just to get the opacity that it was doing in one swipe last time you used it, then you know that it is time and that it is empty. The pencil part of it is empty. The liquid part of it is drying up. So this counts as an empty that counts as a point in my beauty budget. Additionally to that, this is the Tarte Best in Faux. This is a lash extending fibers kind of product. And while I do think that, I mean, I can see just there, it does have some fibers on it, but like I literally cannot get this product to work for, see, there we go. It does have some fibers on it, but I literally cannot get the fibers off of this brush anymore. So I just think that it is probably toast, and it's hard for me to tell because this is not, you know, a see-through container, but I do know that I have used this and it has been open in my collection for well over a year, and I'm embarrassed to say that at this point. So I do think that it is empty and it will count towards another point in my beauty bank. This one, honestly, I'll probably go out and buy another blue mascara. I love blue mascara for whatever reason. I don't know why, but this was so much fun. This is the ColourPop Volumizing Mascara, and it is in Blew Ya Mind. I just think that it's really dried out. There we go. It's hard for me to get anything off of it unless I'm pressing really, really hard on my hand. It no longer transfers on my eyelashes the way I need it to be, and it's driving my eyeballs bonkers, and it's been open in my collection for probably 9 months, and I always get rid of my mascaras every 3 months. So that one is going. I just have held on to it for far too long. I held on to it because it's the only blue mascara in my collection, and I loved it. The last two are mascaras that have been open in my collection for the last 4 months. I am getting rid of them. I opened them right after Christmas last year. The date I have in my spreadsheet. You know, this one actually has been in my collection for quite some time, and I hadn't opened it because I was like, this is the most gimmicky thing I have ever in my life seen. It came in BoxyCharm, and it has this little like eyelash curler on it, but you have to like do your eyelash curling in like stages because it can't get all of your eyelashes in it. And I think for that reason, I just never wore it because I was like, this is the stupidest thing I've ever seen. It's gonna be gross mascara. It's just got this gimmick on it that I was like, no, not falling for that shit. This is by Trustique, and it's actually not a bad mascara. This is called the Good Vibes Mascara. It's not a bad mascara. I don't think that you can purchase this though. It does say not for sale on the side of it, but it is dried out, so I will toss it and start using a different one. This is the Pat McGrath Labs Fetish Eyes Mascara. You guys, I wanted to love this mascara, and I did think that I did love this mascara, and I did use the poop out of it, but again, I have to press really, really hard to get any kind of pigmentation out, so it's dried up. It dries up really rather quickly. I think this has been dried out for quite some time, but also this drives my eyes batshit crazy. Like, I put it on and I have to take off my makeup within a couple hours, because if I leave it on my eyes for any longer than a couple hours, like my eyes just feel so heavy and swollen. I don't know what it is. I think it might be scent. It's very heavily fragranced, and I feel like that might be the problem for me. So I can't use her mascaras. Now, you all know, if you've been around here for a while, I really have super sensitive eyes, so I have to be really careful with what I put on them. I can't wear this. I would never repurchase it because I can't wear this. So I do have 5 products that add to my beauty bank. So I started March with 35 points, and I'm emptying 5, or I have emptied 5 makeup items in my grand scheme of empties here. So I'm adding 5 more points. So I have 40 points currently in my beauty bank to spend. The skincare and soaps and hair care and that kind of thing do not count for me. Even though I'm emptying all these things, they do not count for me towards my beauty bank. So just those 5 items do. Super happy that I got through these. Thank you guys so much for watching my video. I hope that you enjoyed it, and I hope that you enjoyed it enough that you'll give it a thumbs up. Consider subscribing to my channel. Click that notification bell so that you're notified every single time I upload. And with that said, I hope that April so far is treating you well. I hope that you're getting everything that you want at the Sephora sale, because it's currently happening. And I hope that you and yours are well, that you're safe, that you're staying sane in this crazy chaotic world that's happening right now, but also loving each other, but loving each other from afar. And until next time, bye friends.